Your savings account is a scam, not my opinion. Here's what's actually happening to your money right now. You work hard. You do the responsible thing. You save, and your bank quietly takes that money, lends it out to other people at 7, 8, even 20%, and hands you back 0.4% for the privilege of holding your own money. And here's the part that most financial channels won't tell you because they're sponsored by those same banks. There are 5 places you can move your money today. One of them has been paying over 9% annually, and almost nobody uses it. I'm going to show you all 5. I'll tell you exactly which one fits your situation, and I'm saving the most surprising one for last. You stay with me because this is the video I wish someone had shown me 10 years ago. Let me show you the actual math, and I promise this is going to make you angry. The average savings account rate at Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo between 0.01 and 0.5% on $10,000, that's $40 a year. One dinner out. Meanwhile, in 2024, inflation ran at 3.2%. Your money grew by $40 but lost $320 in purchasing power. Think of it this way, you put $10,000 in a box labeled savings. You come back a year later. Your box still says $10,040. But the groceries, rent, and gas that $10,000 used to cover now cost $10,320. Your box got heavier, but lighter. That's not saving money. That's a slow leak. Now, most videos at this point would just say, open a high-yield savings account and call it a day. And yes, we are going to cover that. Takes 10 minutes, changes everything. But options 3, 4, and 5, those are the ones that actually build wealth. The ones that took people from broke at 30 to retired at 55. I've seen people miss those options because they clicked away too early. Don't be that person. Let's go. Yield savings accounts, same idea as your bank, but online banks like Ally, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and SoFi are paying 4.5 to 5.1% right now. That is 10 times more than your big bank, same money. Same FDIC insurance up to $250,000. Same ability to take it out whenever you want. No fees, no lock-in, no catch. So why do they pay more? They don't have buildings, no marble lobbies, no tellers, no parking lot. Your big bank is literally charging you for their real estate and calling it your savings rate. On that same $10,000, 4.8% earns you $480 a year versus $440 difference for doing the exact same thing. Somewhere else, if this is the only change you make from this video, you're already ahead of most Americans, but I promised you 5. Option 2 is where it gets interesting, not scan 2. US Treasury bills. Here's something that people in high-tax states like California and New York have been quietly using for years, and almost no one talks about. E-bills are short-term loans to the US government. You lend them money for 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 13 weeks, up to a year. They pay you back 4.8 to 5.3% safe as money gets, backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. But here's the part that surprises people. T-bill interest is exempt from state and local taxes. If you're in a state with 9% income tax, a 5% T-bill might beat a 5.5% savings account after taxes. Do that math on your own situation. You can buy them directly at Treasury Direct. Gov, minimum $100, or through any brokerage like Fidelity or Schwab. The one trade-off, your money is locked up for the duration, 4 weeks to a year. So don't put emergency money here. But for savings you won't touch for a few months, T-bills are hard to beat. Alright, options 1 and 2 are your protection layer. Your money stops losing value, but I need you to stay with me for options 3, 4, and 5. Because this is the line most people never cross on one side. People who protect their money on the other side, people who multiply it. The difference between those two groups over 20 years is not 10% more money. It's the difference between working until 65 and choosing when to stop. 2 more minutes. Options 3 through 5. This is the part that matters most. You remember I mentioned one option paying over 9% and almost nobody uses it? This is it. Cereal's I Savings Bonds, I-bonds. Issued by the US Treasury, the interest rate is tied directly to inflation. When inflation goes up, your return goes up with it. In 2022, when inflation hit a 40-year high, I-bonds paid 9.62% annually. 9.6. 2 on $10,000, that's $962. Guaranteed. By the US government, you buy them at treasurydirect.gov. $100 minimum, $10,000 maximum per person per year. State tax exempt. The catch, you can't touch the money for 12 months. And if you cash out before 5 years, you lose the last 3 months of interest as a penalty. So this isn't for emergency money. This is for your 2 to 5 year goals. House down payment. New car, a business you're building toward. New future you're quietly planning. Atom 4 is the one that creates generational wealth. X funds, specifically, a fund that tracks the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in America. I want you to picture two people, two siblings, same family, same income. Sarah starts putting $500 a month into an S&P 500 index fund at age 25. Her brother Mike keeps saying, I'll start when things settle down, and finally starts at 35. Same fund, same $500 a month. Same 8% average return at 65. Sarah has $1,750,000. Mike has $745,000, $1 million from waiting 10 years. That's not a financial mistake, that's a life decision. And the fund that could have done this for both of them has an annual fee of 0.03%, 3 cents per $100. S&P 500 has returned 10% annually, on average, for 100 years. Yes, it dropped 40% in 2008, 18% in 2022, and then it came back. It always has. Time in the market beats timing the market. Every single time. Not 5. The one I called most surprising. Quick question, and be honest with yourself. How many times have you thought, I wish I could invest in real estate, but I don't have $200,000 for a down payment? Real estate investment trusts, REITs, solve that problem entirely. A REIT is a company that owns income-producing real estate, apartment buildings, shopping centers, hospital, data centers, self-storage facilities. By law, they are required to pay out at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders as dividends. You're talking 3 to 6% dividend yield, paid quarterly or even monthly, plus potential price growth. Publicly traded REITs like Realty Income, Prologis, and Vanguard's VNQ ETF let you start with $50. $50, and you own a slice of thousands of properties across America. No mortgage, no tenants, no one texting you at midnight about a leaky pipe that is now apparently your problem. Over the past 20 years, REITs have delivered average total returns of 9 to 10% annually. Most people ignore them. You don't have to. Okay, I've been promising to answer the big question since the beginning of this video. Which one do you actually use? All of them, but not all at once. In buckets, think of your money in 3 buckets. Bucket 1, your emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of living expenses. High yield savings account. Accessible, safe. Don't touch it unless the car breaks down or the job disappears. Bucket 2, your short-term goals, money you'll need in 1 to 5 years. A house, a car, a business investment. This goes into T-bills and I-bonds. Bucket 3, your long-term wealth, money you won't touch for 5 years or more. This goes into index funds and REITs. Inside a Roth IRA or 401k for maximum tax efficiency. 1 bucket per goal, not complicated, not risky, not a gamble. Just your money working in the right place for the right timeline. The biggest wealth killer in America isn't bad investments, it's inaction. Every day you leave money at 0.4%. That's a day compound interest is working for someone else instead of you. I know you feel like you have everything you need, and honestly, you do. But in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 mistakes that wipe out everything we just talked about. I've watched smart people who did exactly what I just taught, still lose because of these 3 things. 2 minutes. Please stay. Mistake number 1. Putting your emergency fund in the stock market, the market drops 30%. You lose your job the same week. Now you're forced to sell at the worst possible moment and lock in those losses forever. Your emergency fund is not investment money. It lives in a high-yield savings account. Always. Mistake number 2, waiting for the right time to invest. JP Morgan ran the numbers. You missed just the 10 best trading days in the S&P 500 over the last 20 years. Your returns were cut in half. Nobody knows which 10 days those are. Not me. Not Wall Street, not your brother-in-law with the hot tip. Invest consistently. You on a schedule. Regardless of what the news says, this is called dollar cost averaging, and it is the most boring, most powerful strategy in personal finance. My stake number 3, and this one physically hurts me to say. Ignoring your 401k match. If your employer matches your contributions and you are not taking the full match, you are handing back part of your own salary. That match is an instant 50 to 100% return on your investment. Before you buy a single share, log in this week. Make sure you're getting every cent of it. Here's your action plan. Not this year, this week. Use step 1. Open a high-yield savings account. Ally, Marcus, SoFi, 10 minutes. Move your emergency fund there today. Step 2. If you have money you won't need for a year or more, go to treasurydirect.gov. Look at T-bills and I-bonds. Pick one. Step 3. If you don't have a Roth IRA, open one. Fidelity and Vanguard both offer free accounts with no minimum balance. Set up a $50 automatic contribution and forget about it. Step 4. Check your 401k. Log in this week. Make sure you're taking the full employer match. 4 steps. This week, none of them are complicated. All of them compound over time into life-changing results. If this video shifted how you think about money, even one thing, hit the like button. Tells the algorithm this information is worth spreading to the millions of people who still have $10,000 sitting at 0.4% and have no idea. If you want the next video, I'm going deep on exactly how to pick your first index fund. Step by step, no jargon, no fluff to slurb, and I'll see you there.